Bots for the win.
Coming up on today's edition of the Bots for the Win podcast, we're talking about how to combine bots and content marketing, a simple playbook you can use to both acquire new Messenger subscribers and continue the conversation with your existing subscribers. All right, first, let me start with some setup. A few things that we need to address first, and then, as is customary, a side rant on my part. And I don't think Messenger is the perfect solution for 100% of business out there. What I'm advocating today is the all-in approach, and I can advocate this because the niches that I'm currently playing in, everybody has Messenger. So I'm not excluding traffic with this framework, or with this playbook, I should say. And at present time, in my niches, the value of my unknown traffic coming to my site, getting into Messenger, and answering my survey questions is more valuable to me than capturing their email address. Messenger is just amazing, so amazing for this. Why bots? Why now? Why Facebook Messenger? This. So if you have a good funnel and you understand your business, leveraging Messenger to make sure you're having the conversations and interactions with the right people and not wasting time or energy on those that are not is far more important than the email address. It just is. Getting the email address in bot, in my experience, incredibly easy thing to do. So of course I'm going to go for that, and always am going for that, and you should be doing that as well. Now, first, I think when most people hear the title of this episode, it's certainly when I do, when you think about content marketing, immediately your mind goes to broadcast messages. You make content and you send a broadcast. The content might be educational, sure, but somewhere in there is a sales pitch, right? Amazing open rates, get on in here, come on in, the water's fine. Everybody knows this game, and they've been playing it for years. And I think this is, without question, the elephant in the room right now of messenger marketing. Messenger is a new platform. Bots, messengers, a new venue. I think the vast majority, which, by the way, includes me, I certainly share in the blame, are abusing this new venue and not taking advantage of what it really is and really can be. You know, the line, if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So you get subscribers, you send them stuff, you move them down the funnel, you get the sale. This is exactly like email marketing, which is what everybody knows. So that's what I'm going to go do. I have a hammer. This is clearly a nail. Everybody is treating it that way. And I don't think it's good. It's certainly not sustainable. It completely lacks creativity. And I think if left unchecked, it will destroy the platform. It's not going to be left unchecked. It's going to be shut down soon. And it's just lazy on our parts. Your email open rates are terrible because, as in the words of Stephen Pressfield, nobody wants to read your The solution for that is certainly not to take that same shit and move it into this new venue where open rates are great for the time being. Now, I need to work on that myself. Need to think that through. But that concludes my side rant. Not sure if you guys agree with me on that one or not, but I feel pretty strongly about it. The good news is what we're talking about today does not focus on the subject of my rant. Nope, on the side rant. It's a few steps before it in things. It focuses exclusively on getting folks into the bot in the first place. A subject, if you've been listening to this podcast for any length of time, you know is sort of near and dear to my heart. And why? I think so much of the bot landscape out there, all the talk focuses on all the amazing things you can do once you get folks into your bot, all the bells and whistles and thises and that's and integrations and here and there and Google Sheets and automations and AI and that, all of which is exciting and well and good, fantastic even. Problem though, if you spend all of your focus and energy on that part and ignore the acquisition piece, you're going to be left with a really sweet bot that nobody is using. So acquiring bot subs is no different than email subs and traffic to your website. You have to have a good system in place, and then it takes time. Daily work, spread out over time, pressure over time. That's a game. So in my humble opinion, you should focus on getting the subscribers first and all the bells and whistles that you can do in the bot later after the fact. So today's playbook is going to give you a system that you can use to do just that. Let's talk about the elements. Now, nothing new here. This is an iteration on the tried and true with some twists, so you can adjust this thing moreover to taste and suit your operation. What I really enjoy about this playbook too is that there's something in it for everyone. There just is. It solves for first-time traffic, and it also solves for return visitors. So new visitors, return visitors. And it's designed to maximize your ability to capture your internet traffic and turn them into Messenger subscribers. So what are we going to do? We're going to combine a blog post, an opt-in button, the chat widget, and the exit pop. Now, before, this would have been for email capture. In my version, it's 100% Messenger capture. So this is a podcast. Audio, obviously not going to do this one justice. Needs to be visual so you can touch it and taste it. You want to see it in action. So I'm going to dress up a post with it. The link will be exclusively in the bot. Also, being that I'm not going to broadcast this episode like I normally do, eating my own dog food already, to find it, you'll have to get into my bot. So to do that, you can get into the bot. There's a podcast menu in there with every single solitary episode. This is episode number 12, I believe. You can go in there and you can get a link to see it post. So feel free to just listen along and you can get the visual later. So the elements, let's get back at it. The elements, each are equally important and each solve for a different type of visitor to the post. This is sort of some of the secret sauce of it. Element number 1, the end of the post opt-in. It can be a simple URL. You can go all in with ManyChat on this, so you can use a reference URL, or you could use a button and the little lead box that pops up for ManyChat. Or if you've got some existing software on your site that handles your lead capture. In my case, I'm a huge advocate, proponent of Thrive Themes, and I use Thrive Leads. I love their stuff. So a lot of times I will stick to their software to handle the buttons, and I'll just throw ManyChat links in there, or I'll throw the ManyChat lead box. Doesn't matter. End of the post, they got all the way to the end. They liked what they read. You give them an opportunity to opt in. And the point of this one, again, is, if they made it to the end of your post, they are likely very excited. They want more content. So give them a simple way to get in. Good idea to do. That's element number 1. Element number 2 is the chat widget. You set up the growth tool for live chat on your site, and you customize the message. This is sort of the secret sauce twist here. You customize the message to dovetail with your blog post. And there's obviously a few different ways that you can do this. If you've got a lead magnet, then tease the lead magnet in the chat, tell them you're going to deliver it in bot, and boom, they get down there, that thing pops. You make some reference to the lead magnet. You can make some reference in the post itself to the lead magnet in the chat bots, in the widget, or sorry, my Slack is going off, distracted me. In the chat box, and you can get it that way, right? That's a great way to do it if you've got a lead magnet. If your post doesn't have a lead magnet, then what you can do is you can do the conversation continuer. And I love this. I love this one. It's sort of new, and I've got some great results with it, and super fun. And so at the end of the post, ask a question, a super open-ended question, and then follow the open-ended question up with whatever text you put in the chat widget. Who do you think is going to win the World Series? The Patriots or the Los Angeles Rams? And then in the little chat widget, I'm rooting for the Rams, but you can't rule out Belichick. What do you think? Right? Like something simple like that. You continue the conversation, and you have these two things that are working in conjunction with each other. The whatever block of text that you use in the post, and then whatever you popped on them in the widget. And obviously there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can do that, but it's a conversational piece. It's creative. It actually uses what Messenger's intended for, conversations. And so it can be voting too. Voting's a great way. Hey, what did you think of the post? Good, bad, or meh, right? Like, or good, meh, or needs work. And you'll get people to come in that way. And the point of this one, which I really like, is, you get a lot of seasoned people out there reading blog posts. For most of us that are seasoned, like, we don't ever see banner ads, right? I don't even see that lead box at the end of your post because I've been running those things for so long. I am blind to them. I will never opt in. I'm not going to do it. I ignore those things like the plague. So give them a different look. Throw something a little different at them, right? Throw that little chat widget up, and it's like, oh, this is new. This is interesting. It dovetails with the post. I could potentially get in a conversation. It's also sort of like before you would ask them to leave a comment on the post, right? And it's sort of creatively spinning the chat to work that way. And so fantastic one. What I also love about this one, the point is, yes, it's going to work for new visitors. Yes, it's going to work for new visitors that are seasoned and ignore, number 1, which is the end of the post one. But also, this is a great way to engage your returning visitors. It's not all going to be new visitors. Some are going to be returning visitors, and some of these returning visitors you'd actually like to have a conversation with, keep the conversation with, and move them down the funnel. So this gives you an opportunity to solve for their visit. They're like getting to the end of the post. They want to answer. Give them a hook. You get them in there, and you've acquired a subscriber, or you've kept the conversation going with your existing. So that's a fantastic element. Element number 3 is the exit pop. And just like with elements number one, with the end of the post, you can do this one a number of different ways. You can rely completely on ManyChat and use a growth tool. There's a couple of different ones that you can use with exit intent in there. You can use the full screen one. I believe you can use the modal one. I've only used the full screen ones, but I'm pretty sure you can do slide in one at the bottom if you were so inclined. That would block your chat. Don't do that. Or you can just do like the little modal one. I forget even what all the names of them are. But you can do that, or, again, in my case, I've got Thrive. I like some of the targeting options that Thrive gives me in terms of exit intent, and it gives me some A/B testing abilities. So I might make 2 different ones in Thrive, both with the same reference URL, and just stitch that to the button, and boom, they're in that way. Now, with the exit pop, what I like to do on this one to mix things up, and also this is sort of one of the twists, is do not make the exit pop have anything to do with the post itself. Have it be a completely different subject on a completely different subject material. And why you would want to do that is you want to solve for all the people that came somehow and got to that post and they thought it was for them, or it was a sexy headline that caught their attention, and they got and scanned the content and they're like, it's not for me, not for me. They're not going to get to the end of the post and hit opt-in box number 1. They're not likely going to go down to the chat and chat you up opt-in number or element number 2. So you throw something completely different at them, right? Something completely different in the hopes that it's going to pique their interest. In my case, let's say I was running this entire operation on the podcast, which is about content marketing and bots. If that didn't pique their interest, when they bounce, boom, I'm going to hit them with the bot hacks. And bot hack on a completely different subject, right? Like maybe I used the video one I just did, or the changelog or whatever. You give them a completely different look that talks about something that is not talked about in the post, and you've got another shot at potentially capturing that message subscriber. And so there it is. It's pretty simple, right? That's the playbook. It's working quite well for me. And if you run it, you're left with a post you can start driving traffic at, send to your list, and it will be quite effective at acquiring subscribers for you. And not only can you go ahead, excuse me, and do this for new posts, it's really quite effective to go back and optimize old posts, especially if you've got ones that are ranking well in Google and are getting good organic traffic. It's a great technique to throw on there, and it's something you can easily test and see if it works out for you. You're doing it to the detriment of capturing email addresses, so you have to think it through. But I'm seeing great results. I'm loving it. Wanted to share it. Hope it can be helpful for you as well. So as stated, if you want to see it in action, I'll have a link to a functioning example in the bot. If you'd like to see it, you can pull out Messenger on your phone, search for Bots Forward the Win, click Get Started, and then on the podcast menu, I'll shoot you a link to it. In fact, I'll probably have to email you the link in the bot because you don't want to see it in Messenger's browser. You'll want to see it in your own browser. So that's what I'll do, but I'll figure that out. As always, thanks for listening, and have a great day. Thanks for checking out that video. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. If you did, I would be elated, thrilled, over the moon. If you consider subscribing, you can do that by hitting the subscribe button below. Also, this entire operation is about bots. I mean, what are we doing here? So the best way to learn about it, to see the best stuff that I share, is to get into my bot. You can do that by pulling out your phone. It's in your pocket right now. Open Messenger, search for Bots for the Win, click Get Started, and I'll see you in the bot. I share a ton of unique killer stuff in there. Patrick, Bots for the Win. Thanks for watching my video on YouTube. The question becomes, what are you going to do next? Are you going to watch a new one? Because
it'd be a lot cooler if you did.